points of the game.
And each one of these teams, Mike, they've spent the entire week discussing how can we get off to a fast start. Well, you don't get out to much of a faster start than returning the opening kickoff of the game. It's a dream start, as you said, and, man, you just don't draw it up much better than that.
Texans nothing. Youngway Koo set to kick off.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and a yard. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, he gets free. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Texans. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Tag! 18 Cardinal.
It's the first run of the game for Bijan Robinson. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
He'll look to throw. That's Tyler Warren, the tight end. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
16 yards.
A gain there of 16 yards. That's good for a Colts first down.
At the 48-yard line.
Got it. Ready? 70 Ranger. Ready?
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
First down.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
Ready?
It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Back to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Tyler Warren, the man he was looking for there. And 3rd down coming up.
Ready? Cougar 19.
Now they'll set up to throw. Got a man. It's that rookie 3rd-round pick. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
Okay, ready? Go.
They'll try to sneak it here. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion.
Pretty simple here, Mike. Every team, they have this sheet up in the box. It's their own analytics telling them when to go for it, when not to go for it. And in this spot, their metrics say go for it, sneaks the call, 1st down.
Short one, and it's caught by Warren. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Here's Coop for the extra point. And look at this. The extra point is blocked. So out is Coop. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
His drive will start on the ground. Room to run past midfield. Down the sideline to the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston. That is 2nd touchdown of the game. He's up to 9 now on the year. The PAT, up and good. And the Texans move out in front by a point. It's 14-13. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
31-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Robinson. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Now, faking the give. Open man. That's Dante Fortin. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
It's a gain of
18 yards on the connection. 1st down, Indianapolis.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And he is out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a 1st down.
Let's go.
They run over center with Robinson. Finding room to the 20. And he is out of bounds at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
So close to taking that one in. Good job defensively. They're able to force him out of bounds just shy of the pylon, but you can bet when he gets up, he's going to look over at his sideline, Mike, and be like, no, coach. Keep me on the field. I want to finish this thing off.
He will do it himself. He's in. Touchdown, Indy. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for two. They'll look to throw. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Kamari Lassiter. He's to midfield. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And he takes it back all the way. How about a pick two if you prefer? The play backfires for the offense in a big way.
Youngway Koo is set to kick off.
So out is Coop. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He takes off. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
We are through one. It's the Colts out to the early lead. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. It's Texans football. Quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with first and 10. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Gain of 14 yards.
A pickup of 14 on that one. First down for Houston.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now give on the ground. Space to run inside the 20. And he will score again. Touchdown, Texans. 3 touchdowns for him now in this one. And he's up to 10 on the year. The extra point try forthcoming. The kick is good. And the Texans have taken a 4-point advantage.
19.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
Here we go, here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready,
Back to throw here to begin the drop. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 1.
Ready? 70 Lions. Ready?
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Finding room at midfield. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Open man is Thornton. He's got it. And they dig themselves out of that hole rather effectively. Gain of 19 on 1st and 20.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half and good enough for a 1st down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Eagle.
Red zone now. He'll drop to throw. A throw right side is intercepted. Picked off by Kamari Lassiter. And the Texans are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the 1st half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to enter.
And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. That's caught. Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for the versatile Christian McCaffrey. He'll it forward for maybe a yard. Nick Cross will bring him down.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth 1st half. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From out of the gun, he'll throw. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Big Ed Oliver. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up 3rd and long. That one taken in by St. Brown. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. No issues there. This one is good. And the Texans will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
In motion now, it's Collins. On the run to the right. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On 2nd down, it's McCaffrey. He's going nowhere. Loses yardage on that play.
Just a little too much east and west there for my liking. I understand what they're trying to do, getting the ball out on the perimeter, but on these early downs, plant your foot and get downhill. Great job by the defense stringing it out, and you're able to force them down for a loss.
Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half. 3rd and long. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. The Texans going to turn things over to their field goal unit. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Okay, break. Get it. Let go.
He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So, 1 half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Young Wei Koo set to kick off.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Throwing now from the gun. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Trying to get it to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. And it'll be 3rd down.
Yards to go.
They'll throw out of the gun to the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. It's a gain of 19 in the air. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
1st down, Texans.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he powers his way forward, doing it on the ground inside the 40, a gain of 8. So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And just to pick up a 3 or 4, but with the penalty a moment ago, it leaves them with a good down. 2nd and short.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Now a give up the middle, and he's going to be followed up quickly after a gain of about 1. Nick Cross will bring him down.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
He'll get this out to the left flat. And he will not make it to the end zone, but he's down inside the 5-yard line.
It's a gain of 32
It is a
yards.
big-time play for Houston. 32 yards.
First and goal, Houston.
And they'll run here with McCaffrey. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
He'll look to throw. To the goal line and in. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Houston. His 4th TD grab of the season.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line.
34-yard line.
Set it. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And the Colts.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
2 plays, 2 nice pickups to start the drive. This one a gain of 18.
Finding yourself down here multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
This one caught at the 4. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be second and goal.
Brings up second and goal at the 3-yard line.
Ready? Cougar, go!
He'll keep this himself. And this one ruined quickly. Take him back to the 5-yard line.
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Throwing here on third and goal. And he'll take it on in. Marvin Mims. Touchdown Colts. On is Coop for the point after. He gets it to go. And the Colts are able to cut the deficit to 10.
Texans 36, Colts 26. Younghoe Koo is set to kick off.
So out is Coop. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this. He fought through that first contact. It'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 9.
Out of the gun. They'll give it to McCaffrey. And this will be a Texans first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
And the Texans first down. A gain of 9 yards. And the Texans first down.
So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Probably see a lot of this as they begin the fourth quarter on the ground. And a hard-earned yard as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Now this time they'll look to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And it's going to be third down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught by McCaffrey. A gain there of 11. First down for Houston.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Contact, but no flags. It's going to be fourth down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
Cardinal.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Ready.
Back to throw. Short one, and it's caught by Warren. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
He'll drop to throw. Got it into the hands of Mims. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
That's a gain of 4.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Ready.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll look to throw. He's got his tight end. That's Warren. And he is going to have a Colts first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
At the 38-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
At the 46-yard line.
Let's go. Go.
Back to the air one more time. Oh, man, open downfield is Thornton. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
That's another
22 yards, the pickup there. That's good for a Colts first down.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw yet again. He's got it at the 7. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal.
And the Colts.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw again. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
2nd and goal.
Come on. Ready.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
And goal.
Bijan Robinson, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And now they'll be looking at 3rd and goal.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Set. Let's go.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score. Even with their full complement of timeouts, the Colts to try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
All right, so you take your shot, you don't get it. But now your defense has to save the day. You've got all 3 timeouts. You've got to get a stop here, force them to punt the ball back, and give your offense a chance to win the game.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
At the 44-yard line.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. And now we get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down. The Colts will signal for their third and final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So now out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to make it a two-possession lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here comes a return from the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's first and 10. They'll drop to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Dallas Turner in there to drop him, and that's going to be a loss of 9 to open this drive. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Third and 19.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield. These comebacks, they require a lot of trust and timing from everybody involved. If the quarterback's a little too early, the receiver's not out of his break. And if the quarterback's a little too late, that's when disaster can strike. So give credit. Really well timed. Really nice job by both guys. Every team in the league has their own set of scramble rules. And what that means, Mike, is when the pocket breaks down and the quarterback gets flushed, everyone understands, based on where they are in the field, how they can remain friendly to the quarterback. Great execution here. Leads to a nice game.
Here's first down.
That's another Colts first down.
Throwing now from the gun. Out wide, that's Robinson. And he'll be run out short of the line of scrimmage, so let's call it a loss of 1 on first down. Now, on second and long.
Ready. Cougar 19. Ready.
Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. Demario Douglas, the intended target. Third down coming up.
Jamal Hill.
Get it.
Motion, motion, motion.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
In trouble, and down he goes. That the former defensive rookie of the year, Will Anderson. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up fourth down. He'll air it out down the middle. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So it's a win for the visiting Texans. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season as they remain unbeaten. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.